Sheeeeiiiit.
To build things so accurately such a long time ago is frankly amazing.
They work at speed. Egyptologists think the pyramid only took 20 years to build.
Never trust a nigga with a bolo tie. You don't know what he had to do to earn those stripes.
Now, if you think floating a mountain of granite down the river or up the river is a bitch, then imagine pulling that mountain of granite up a hill of stone at over a 10% grade and slope using a rope. You must think I'm smoking. Are
Are you good with numbers?
Yeah.
Right. How much is 4,343?
Now, I'm no
times-
Rain Man, but I know a little math. At 100 pounds per man, it would take 20 men per ton to move a block evenly distributed.
times 1,234.
But even that assumption is physically impossible considering the details. How many men could even move that 100 pounds per man with a rope up a slope? You would need hundreds to thousands of men to move even a single block using the methods described. Men with some otherworldly balance and strength beyond the NFL, even if they had the retro 2-inch copper spiked sand nigga 3s on. This feat of strength requires more than a pole and the airing of grievances to manage. So even if they did create a ramp with a minimal 33 spiral slope a mile long, it would still need to be wide enough for 1,000 men to each have their turn hitting the pipe. This leads us to the question of rocks. How did they cut them bitches with such precision? And we are back with another hit from Charlatan's Web, The Diary of Murrer, or Mayrer. So whenever they need to try to prove something in history, they always seem to make a perfect discovery to fit their narrative. Similar to what happened with the Dead Sea Scrolls, and the first time I came across Harry Hubbard, he was debunking the Dead Sea Scrolls and showing how they were actually counterfeit.
It is not a good thing to discover or find or try to propagate ancient Mediterranean tombs in North America.
No,
It's not. Yeah. Okay, if you're trying to change the history of North America, you have no friends.
Yeah.
If you're trying to change the history of the world, everyone hates you.
So I just find it interesting that whenever they need something, all of a sudden the perfect piece of evidence shows up, and this evidence is the Diary of Murrer. The Diary of Mayrer is the name for papyrus logbooks written over 4,500 years ago by Mayrer, a middle-ranking official with the title inspector. They are the oldest known papyri with text dating to the 27th year of the reign of Pharaoh Khufu during the 4th dynasty. The text, written with hieroglyphics, mostly consists of the daily activities of Mayrer and his crew. The most well-preserved sections document the transportation of white limestone blocks from the Tura quarries to Giza by boat. Buried in front of man-made caves that served to store the boats at Wadi al-Jarf on the Red Sea, the papyri were found and excavated in 2013 by a French mission under the direction of archaeologists Pierre Tallet of Paris Sorbonne University and Gregory Maurard. The Egyptian archaeologist Zahi Hawass describes the Diary of Mayrer as the greatest discovery in Egypt in the 21st century. Parts of the papyri are exhibited at the Egyptian Museum in Cairo. Wow, what a find. That is amazing that they found a logbook that stated, hey man, we're taking these limestone blocks from Tura to Giza by boat. So, all of our theories, they were true. Obviously. Check out this diary here. End quote. Charlatan's Web. Of all the mysteries surrounding the construction of ancient Egypt, the Egyptians' ability to cut stone and sculpt images with such perfection and symmetry out of extremely hard surfaces has baffled historians and birthed an entire Nissan Altima full of bitches to deal with. You thought the top experts all say the Egyptians were able to cut limestone, which is somewhat forgiving, but also cut granite,
which is an extremely hard surface.
How are they able to achieve symmetrical perfection by hand? Some of the most elaborate and complex shapes are said to be chiseled into granite without the help of any machinery. Grounded narrow incisions deep within the rock are assumed to have been made with these same primitive instruments. How can someone do this with this? That's like doing this with this. Or this with this. Shit. Maybe even this with this. These so-called experts have gone to extremely hilarious lengths to prove these theories, often demonstrating techniques used to achieve these feats without ever actually completing the task to fruition.
The ancient mason would use the rods and string to spot imperfections.
These exhibitions are often short, incomplete, or altogether manufactured composite digital graphics of a fabricated hypothesis.
Lehner and almost all Egyptologists believe that some kind of ramp was used to raise the stone blocks.
Unto this day, no one has authentically replicated any Egyptian monument or statue using these assumed methods.
Extraordinary and inexplicable about that gigantic monument. And, no matter how much our scientists want to reduce all mystery in the world to nothing, they just can't do it with the Great Pyramid.
One of the more convincing theories was proposed by French scientist Joseph Davidovits, who attested that the limestone blocks were not rocks or carved stone, but instead a limestone geopolymer concrete that was molded and cast on site. As opposed to multi-ton rocks being cut from the quarry and transported over land to the pyramids, he proposes that a clay mixture using lime and natron would create a paste that would dry in the sun and create hardened limestone, therefore eliminating the need to cut and transport multi-ton limestone blocks. They could, in his theory, be easily made on site. Perhaps the most compelling aspect of Davidovits' theory isn't the overall practicality, logic, or reason. It is the simple fact that his concrete theory has been completely shut down by mainstream archaeology and Egyptology. Of course, this only makes his case more compelling to the skeptics of accepted academic dogma. With the help of colleague Michelle Barsoom, materials science researcher at Drexel University, they published a paper in the Journal of the American Ceramic Society titled Microstructural Evidence of Reconstituted Limestone Blocks in the Great Pyramids of Egypt. In the study, it was found that pockets of air were discovered within the Great Pyramid stones, indicating that they were not natural stone, but instead agglomerated stone.
According to Encyclopedia Britannica, the most plausible one is that the Egyptians employed a sloping and encircling embankment of brick, earth, and sand, which was increased in height and length as the pyramid rose. Stone blocks were hauled up the ramp by means of sledges, rollers, and levers.
To build things so accurately such a long time ago is frankly amazing.
They work at speed. Egyptologists think the pyramid only took 20 years to build.